Highbridge, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Song Machine, Inside the Hit Factory, by John Seabrook. Read by Dion Graham. For Harry and Rose, the melody and the beat. One cannot live outside the machine for more, perhaps, than half an hour. Virginia Woolf, The Waves. Bring the hooks in. Where the bass at? Iggy Azalea, Fancy. Hook, The Bliss Point. 1. You spin me round. It started when the boy got big enough to claim shotgun. No sooner seated up front than he reprogrammed the presets, changing my classic and alternative rock stations to Contemporary Hits Radio, or CHR, what used to be called Top 40. I was irritated at first, but by the time we had crossed the Brooklyn Bridge and arrived at school, where he was a 5th grader, I was pleased. Hadn't I reconfigured my parents' radio to play my music when I was his age? And since there are only so many times you can listen to the guitar solo in Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb without going a little numb yourself, I made the boy my DJ, at least for the day. Thumpa-thooka wump wump, pish pish pish, thumpa wampa wump wampa pump pop wah, kaka thump, peep bop boony kaga gunga gung. Was this music? The bass sounded like a recording of a massive undersea earthquake. The speakers produced sounds such as might have been heard on the island of Dr. Moreau, had he been a DJ rather than a vivisectionist. What strange song machines made these half-brass, half-stringed sounding noises? It was the winter of 2009, and Right Round by Flo Rida was the #1 song on Billboard's Hot 100. The song begins with a swirly sound that goes right round your head in a tight circle. Sprays of words follow the jackhammer beats, sung rapped by Flo and assisted on the hook by the barbaric yawp of the artist Kesha. You spin my head right round, when you go down, down. I missed the lyrics at first, but thanks to the repetitiveness of the CHR format, the playlist was closer to top 10 than to top 40. I didn't have to wait long for the song to come right round again. It concerned a man in a strip club watching the pole dancers spin, and the hook was a double entendre for oral sex. Now, in my day, songwriters used double entendre to conceal the real meaning of the song, but in Right Round, the surface meaning, from the top of the pole I watch her go down, is as lewd as the hidden one. The nation was near the bottom of its worst economic collapse since the Great Depression, but you wouldn't know that from Right Round. Social realism is not what this song is about. Like a lot of CHR songs, it takes place in the club, where Pitbull oils his way around the floor, calling women darling and remarking on their shapely behinds. The club is both an earthly paradise where all sensual pleasures are realized, and the arena in which achievement is measured, the place where you prove your manhood. Exactly what is the boy doing in this place? Fortunately, I will be here with him now to keep an eye on things. I Want to Hold Your Hand, my first #1, came out when I was 5. My sister had the 45. I heard pop music on the radio, on carpool rides to and from the bus stop. Bus Stop by the Hollies was one of the hits. The mothers kept the radio tuned to WFIL, a Philadelphia top 40 powerhouse in the mid-'60s. The Brill Building era, epitomized by professional songwriting teams like Jerry Goffin and Carole King, had given way to the Beatles. That led to the rock era, and I was fortunate enough to have lived my peak music-loving years during the glorious 70s and 80s up through the 90s with Nirvana and grunge. For me, rock came to a spectacularly violent end on April 5th, 1994, although Kurt Cobain's body wasn't discovered until 3 days later. By that point, I'd mostly moved on to drum and bass, the Chemical Brothers, Fatboy Slim, then to techno and EDM. Otherwise, I listened to hip-hop, but only on my headphones. You couldn't spin that stuff around kids, and my wife hated the misogyny. Around the time I stopped listening to rock, I began playing it. I rediscovered my teenage love of the guitar, and when the boy came along, I gave him the gift of rock. By the age of 3, he had been treated to any number of intimate, unplugged concerts featuring me performing the folk and rock canon during bath and bed.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?